Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of How to Be a Bitch. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button below, and ring the bell so you get notified for the future videos. I'm Dr. Bitch. I'm here to help you get your power back and have every quality guy run after you. If you want to join my tribe, continue watching. Today's topic is you don't like him either. Well, this is a very well kept secret of all the bitches in the world. And today I'm going to be using two very nice examples so that I break it down to you and you understand what I'm talking about. The first one is a client I had this year. So there was this guy that was hitting her in the gym and she didn't like him at all. So she wasn't interested about this guy at all. He was crazy about her, texting her every day, giving her flowers, begging her to go for dinner, getting her gifts. He was obsessed. But she was always like, he's not for me, he's not my type, I don't like him a lot, blah, 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 blah. Then one day a new girl comes to the gym and he starts paying a lot of attention to her. Like a lot of attention. He starts forgetting about her friend and he starts buying flowers and gifts to somebody else. So my client freaked out and she was like, okay, I don't like him, but what's that? And then from talking about this toxic guy that she used to date, we started talking about a little Benjamin, the guy she didn't even want to talk about. Well, I gotta tell you that Benjamin was very, very smart, and he created the whole situation just to get her attention, which actually he admitted way later, after they were in a relationship, because they got in a relationship and my client couldn't be happier, and she keeps talking about how much she admires him and how much of a good guy he is. The reason that I'm using this story is to tell you that all bit use logic first and then emotion. We said in other videos, the emotion goes only to children and to our pets. So we know very well about this trick, because what I'm trying to tell you is that if you try this trick and flip it and make it the other way around, like Benjamin is the girl and my client is a guy, this is what most good girls do. They chase guys. They call them. They're close to them all the time. They show their affection. They get them gifts. They suggest dinners and many, many other things. And they will never get Mr. Perfect's attention. Like never. Because men are conditioned to be competitive. It is in their nature. So even if you look like a doll, even if you're very smart, very educated, very successful, but you run after a guy, he will never, ever see you as a challenge. As opposed to this girl that comes from a bad background, that has nothing literally, but she knows how to play hard to get. So if you really want to get the attention of the guy, stop giving him yours at all and act like a diva, and also act friendly and aloof when he is around. Friendly and aloof, that's the magic recipe. Hi, how are you? And then you talk to another person. So this is the first example that I want to share with you in order to tell you that it doesn't really matter how you look or how privileged you are or how charming you are, but what matters is how you play the game and how you come off as a challenge. My client was not able to see Benjamin's quality, so Benjamin had to create all the situation to get her attention, and he was very successful. So now let me move on to the other part of the video. Let's think about how society creates men and women. Men come off as more serious, they don't talk a lot, it's not considered okay if they show emotion, it's not considered okay if they are not serious and distant and a little macho. So society raises them to act like a prize, to be tough, you know, as opposed to us. And we are always smiling, kind, welcoming, talking a lot. This is what they say about us, right? This is how we are raised. So these things are true. But just think about it. On the one hand, there is a guy, he is an asshole, that he deserves shit, that he's a very bad person, that he is a toxic man, a manipulator, whatever. But he knows how to play macho. He knows how to be serious, how to talk little, how to get respect, because society has helped him a lot on that, on creating a strong guy, of a serious man, right? And on the other hand, you have a very well-educated woman, a refined person. She has good manners. She has everything. She is very kind. She talks a lot. She is very welcoming. She laughs a lot. Who are you gonna take seriously? The man or the woman? Of course, the man. He comes off as more knowledgeable, right? That's why I always say to women to be stingy, not to laugh a lot, not to be so welcoming. And now, let me get you back to the beginning. beginning of the video. So the reason that I have created this video. So since society helps men create the macho, knowledgeable figure, and it doesn't help us come off as serious, because we smile a lot, we're more welcoming, we nurture, we're softer. There you have a good girl who doesn't know how to play the game. And there we have a little piece of shit who thinks he is a man, strong man, macho, and he's a little cute, and he thinks he's somebody, and he has heard a couple of verses from a poem somewhere, and he keeps repeating them so he comes off as somebody very intellectual. And then the good girl is crazy about this guy, literally. And the guy is a loser. And the good girl cannot see what's inside, as opposed to the bitch, because we bitch have the knowledge. We know that society creates men in a way that they come off as more valuable, but we are able to understand who is valuable and who is not. We are able to see the good qualities and the bad ones. But the good girls, especially the younger girls, who protects them? Nobody. Half of their mothers have been abused from the macho guy who deep down is a loser. This is what I created this video. Whenever you see a guy, put out his cute outfits, his cute eyes, and see who he really is. See what he has to offer to you if you want to turn yourself from a good girl to a bitch. And now the conclusion. I gave you the example of this client of mine, and I also analyzed what is going on with society, with both men and women, just to come to this very, very golden conclusion that you need to understand if you want to turn yourself from a good girl to a bitch and have all your power in your hands. There are so many of you out there wanting a guy, falling in love with a guy, thinking about a guy 24/7. And you know that you don't get anything back in return. And you know that he is a loser, but you cannot talk to your heart and give all this information there. But I gotta tell you this thing, and you need to remember that. If suddenly a good witch comes and turned this guy into your biggest fan, how would you feel? How would you feel having a loser coming after you? How would you feel having I still live in my parents' house guy coming after you and chasing you, and instead of taking you out to a nice restaurant, suggest coffee dates by the river? Let's say that this good witch turns him into your biggest fan and makes this guy propose to you. This guy that has no money and that he's trying to come off as a rock star because he has a band and you are in love with him. How are you going to raise your kids? How is your life going to be 5 years from now? Have you ever thought about that? And since most of you believe in manifestation and all this new age philosophy, why don't you use manifestation for that? To realize how your life would be if this guy would start chasing you. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm 100% sure that in the end, you will get to see that you don't want him either. It's just this illusion that he has created for you, that he is not giving you what you want, that creates the supposedly feelings you have for him. There are no feelings there. You do not want the guy. You only think you want him because he doesn't give you what you want. He is playing you. You should be the one not giving him what he wants. He is a woman. You are in love with a woman. Do you understand that? Go to Sephora, Christmas is coming, and get him a powder. Get him a lipstick. Show him your love. You don't want him either. Raise and shine, girl. That was all for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button below, and leave your comments. Share this video with your best friends, and for a personal consultation, hit me up in the email in the description of the video. Also, before you go, I totally forgot to tell you, I enjoyed so much the Q&A that we had, so I was thinking that maybe we should do that again. So if you have any questions, any issues about boyfriends, husbands, relationships, hit me up either here on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you feel like. Confidentiality is #1 for me, so I'm not revealing any names. I did the same thing in the last video. I answer all your questions. Just be sure, don't write long paragraphs, and I'll be there to help you the best I can. Always remember that I shoot a video in advance. You're gonna have your answers not this coming Friday, but the next Friday for sure. Love you all. Bye.